you, Professor Omarova. We've seen much of your work mischaracterized over the last couple of weeks. Do you want to end, just a few questions, do you want to end banking as we know it?
No, Senator, I do not want to end banking as we know it. I believe that our banking system is the best banking system in the world, although we could do better. This phrase was taken out of the paper that was written in the context of an ongoing academic debate on the future of digital money, central bank digital currencies, and stable coins. As you know, according to Fed Chairman Powell, the Fed is currently considering issuing the digital dollar. China is already piloting its digital yuan. Facebook is piloting its diem. Whether to digitize the US dollar and how to do it is entirely up to Congress and the Federal Reserve. Writing as an academic, I was simply trying to grapple with what that might look like. My worry is that if we take this step without fully understanding the implications of it, we may hurt community banks and mid-sized banks that would experience the flight of business of banking to bigger players like big tech companies and Wall Street platform-based financial institutions. So I have never said that this particular proposal or the Fed accounts is the best solution that Congress should take or the only solution that Congress should consider, only that it might be one of the options Congress should consider.
Thank you. One of the striking things to me about your writings is your support of community banks in a whole host of different ways. Let's talk about some of the other issues that have been brought up. Natural gas is a big industry in Ohio. Energy jobs are important in my neighbor state and the ranking member state. News reports have highlighted you're saying you want to bankrupt oil and gas companies. Do you want to do that?
No, Senator, absolutely not. That was a poor phrasing. I admit to it. I do understand that energy companies are a very important part of our American economy. Millions of Americans work in the energy sector. But in recent years, we've seen many instances where especially small energy companies have experienced hard times and even went bankrupt, leaving workers with nowhere to go. So what I was actually saying in that particular presentation is that we need to think collectively about finding new ways of helping workers in this sector to transition to higher paying jobs if we're looking into the future and the rise of new technologies.
Thank you. I want to ask you about the personal attacks that you faced, unprecedented as far as I've seen, to a nominee in front of this committee. Your biggest critics can't help but mention you were born in the Soviet Union and attended university in Moscow. When did you become an American citizen?
I became an American citizen in 2005. And immediately after that, I renounced my Kazakhstani citizenship.
Do you have any loyalties to any communist parties or any Marxist or Leninist ideas?
No, I don't. I absolutely don't. I've lived through that regime. I've lived through that system. I have absolutely no affection or affiliation with any of those ideas.
And some of your family members, before you were born, but some of your family members were murdered by that regime, correct?
That is correct. I come from the people who has been oppressed under the Soviet regime, lost probably a quarter of its population to its efforts to sedentarize nomadic Kazakhs. My own family has suffered persecution. So yes, that is absolutely correct.
Thank you for your candor. I hope the rest of this hearing will be focused on what's really at stake, American families, the financial system. And just last question, what's your vision for the job the president's nominated you for as Comptroller of the Currency?
Senator, if I'm confirmed to be the Comptroller of the Currency, I will do my best to uphold the mission of the OCC, which is to safeguard the safe and stable and competitive operation of the national banking system. I would do my best to ensure that every American family, every American business, every American community has access to credit.
Thank you.